This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this Puma travel trailer and show you some of the features, okay? So it's a Puma, and the model number is 25BHFQ. Alrighty, so here we are at the door side rear. You have a switch for your rear stabilizers. It's a power stabilizer, so one switch controls both rear, and then there's another switch up front that controls both front. You have an extra LP quick connect here. Keep that in mind in case you need to use it. Right here, this is a black tank flush. We'll talk more about this. After you dump your black tank, if you leave your black tank valve open, you can put the hose at the dump station right on there, and you can actually flush out your black tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing, okay? You have a power awning, a large one with a LED strip. You got outside speakers. You have a refrigerator. Also, there's a coiled sprayer here that you can connect to the spray ports. There's at least one on here, maybe two. We'll look around. There's one right there. All right. Also, this pulls out and it's a griddle, and you get your quick connect LP hose right here, and this one you can connect right here to connect it to the LP system. Okay. So. You have a TV bracket, signal out, plus power, if you want to put a TV out there. This is the range hood vent right here, so if you're using the fan, the range hood vent, and the fan's running, and you want to vent to the outside, make sure you reach up there with your thumb and flip the baffle open so it flaps freely. If you're not venting to the outside, you can just keep it shut, or if you're traveling or in storage, keep it shut. Okay. Let's see here. There's your front stabilizer switch. This is your cord here. It's a 50 amp cord with reducers. We're using the shop cord right now, so keep in mind. Also, you have a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up. All right. This is just in case you wanted to add a Go Power Go Power portable solar kit. It's just a solar panel that would charge your battery. It would plug in right there. That's just something you could purchase if you were interested in. When it comes to your power tongue jack, obviously it's power. It has a hitch light on it. But if it ever fails for whatever reason, you can pull the plug, this plug right here, and put a 3/4 inch 6-point socket on there and crank it manually to get yourself out of trouble. So you can always get hitched and unhitched no matter what. 2 LP tanks full, 1 deep cycle marine battery. You have a kill switch right here for the battery. You can just shut it off if you choose to. As we come around here, this is the other side of your pass-through. This is your dump hose and another one of your reducers for your shore cord. Now this is for your fresh water tank. If you're camping someplace that does not have city water is generally how you're going to get water to the trailer, right? If you're boondocking or someplace that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you where the switch is for the pump when we get inside, okay? So that's an option. This right here is your water heater. Right now it's empty and bypassed because it's winterized. This is your drain plug right here. It takes 1 inch and a 16 6-point socket to put it in and out. Keep in mind that there's a toggle or a rocker switch right here. This rocker switch controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So that's where the electric heat comes from to heat your water. And then of course there's a burner here for gas. Now the switch is in the inside for that. Just remember, never run your electric or gas when there's no water in the tank. You always have to have water in the tank before you turn it on or you'll damage it, okay? That's important. You have your galley tank, gray tank number 2, the galley tank valve is right there. Okay, 2 gray tanks in this one. Down here you have another gray, and then of course your black tank. Now I told you about the black tank flush, so after you dump your black tank you leave the valve open, then you'd hook the switch to that port on the other side that I showed you to flush out your black tank. Okay, that's where your shore cord plugs in, of course. You have cable and satellite through. This is your city water hookup, the most common way to get water to the trailer, of course. It's an outside shower. It's pre-wired for a backup camera, so you can get the Furrion camera that fits right in that housing there, if you want. You have a ladder, which is great because it makes it easy to inspect your roof. The manufacturer states you should inspect it every 60 days, so you can go up there, take a look around, make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealant where water could get through. Make sure there's no damage, excuse me, no damage to the roofing attachments or roofing material, let's say by low branches or road debris flying up there. Just give it an inspection to make sure it's in good shape to protect your investment. Inspecting your roof should be part of your regular maintenance, okay? All right, so let's go inside here. We're still cleaning up here, so, okay. So, here's your control panel. Your power awning, extend and retract. Never leave it out unattended. You have one slide out here for this one, and then this slide out switch for this one here. So you got two slide out switches for your two slide outs. Your lights are on to turn your water pump on, just like that. Remember, that's to pump water out of your fresh water tank. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Turning on your water heater, lighting it on gas is right there. Remember I told you about the switch outside in the lower left hand corner for the electric heating element. Never run it without water in it, okay? And then of course you have batteries charged, fresh water's empty, black is empty, gray 1 and gray 2 are empty. There's no gray 3 on this one. Just graduates in 1/3 increments up, okay? Alright, so this area here can be turned into a room. First of all, you got TV hookups here to put a TV there. You have your power converter right here. So the power converter converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into shore power, you got circuit breakers, 110 AC circuit breakers like you'd have at home right here, and they're all labeled. Okay. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC up here. You see you got 12 volt fuses. So the AC has been converted to DC. This is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front. As long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll keep your battery charged. It'll send as much energy as it needs to charge your battery. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle, the alternator in your tow vehicle will be sending power through your charge line and keeping your battery charged also. Okay, so this is the power converter. Converts AC to DC plus charges your battery. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way with this wall. Well, let's do this first. This, you can bring this up and then you can lock it into place. You can see where the latches go. So you can lock it up and out of the way. And then of course you sit here on this, but this also can be flipped over into a bed too, so you can turn this area into a bed. You have this strap here, but I've just undone it. So if I pull this here, I can bring this around and make a room here if I choose to. So I would grab it here. Oh, it's getting away from me. Grab it here. Sorry about the camera work. I'm just doing the best I can here, okay? And then of course this would slide this way, and you've created a room if you want it, okay? And then of course like that. So this is a back area or a room, whichever you want it to be, okay? When it comes to the bathroom, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet is an RV toilet, so it's got a flush pedal right here. It sits right over the black tank, which is down there. So that bottom line is you have to use chemical and water on it, so you can't use it dry. If you use it with no water in the tank, or no chemical in the tank, chemical or water in the tank, the smell will be terrible, plus it can get clogged up. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you come in here, you put 1 dose of toilet chemical in the bowl, then you stand on the pedal till at least a gallon of water goes into the tank below along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. Anytime you're starting off with a dry or empty black tank, you want to put at least a gallon of water and chemical in there before you start, okay? Alright. GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, just so you know. Even if it doesn't, if it's a regular plug that doesn't look like this, it's still wired through one of the GFCIs, okay? Alrighty. So here we have a remote control for your fireplace. Okay. Alrighty. So you also have controls here if you wanted to use those. But right here you can see low, high. Right. High is the low and high are the fan speeds. Right now the fan is really kicking out heat because it's on high. Okay. Then you can change the color of the crystals like that. You can change the flame color. That looks pretty good right there. And then you have a timer on it, so you can set the timer to turn on and shut off. So it really kicks out the heat and it runs off campground electricity. So those days where you don't quite need your furnace, it's not quite cold enough, you can use this instead of using up your limited supply of LP. Okay, and then of course off. All right, this remote control here is for your sound. All right, I'll just talk you through this. So you have AM/FM radio, right? You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet. You have a USB, so you could take all your MP3s with you and all your favorite albums and take them with you on your road. This is an HDMI in right here. That's in case you want to go into the system with something. Let's say it's a portable Blu-ray player or something. You can go into the system with that. Right? So there's a lot you can do with it. It has 2 speaker zones. Zone 1 is inside the trailer. Zone 2 is outside the trailer. So it does a lot. And then of course the TV remote is right here. And it's just a TV. Oh, excuse me, just a TV. Works like any other one. It's on a swing out bracket that locks into place. Okay, so make sure you do lock into place when you're traveling. This light tells us that your digital signal booster is turned on. So that's the way you want it. If I was to shut it off like that, you won't get a good signal. It'll just freeze up and you have all kinds of digital noise. So you always want that on when you use the antenna. This is just telling us it's pre-wired for a public Wi-Fi booster, basically. So if you were to, you can go to their if you're interested in having better Wi-Fi for you and your family, you can go to the kingconnect.com and look at their products for pre-wired trailers. It'll consist of antenna that goes on the roof. There's also a port already up on the roof, and then a router would connect here, and basically all your family's devices would hook to this automatically because you'd have the password in, and then you would go to a web address in a browser and you would see the King Connect page, and you would connect the King Connect to let's say public Wi-Fi for the campground, and you just get a better signal basically. So okay, kingconnect.com if you're interested in pursuing that. Alright, microwave works like any other microwave. This is your fan that I told you about. Remember the baffle on the outside? You always want it on, or excuse me, you always want it open when you're running the fan. Okay. So right here we have 3 knobs for 3 burners. Then you have the sparker, which works by turning this clockwise. And then this is for the oven here. So I don't know if he's got the gas on. Let me find out. I don't think he does. Yeah, so basically if the gas was shut on, you're just going to go to high. You spark this by going clockwise, right? Those will light your burners. When it comes to your oven, there's a pilot light at the bottom all the way to the back, right? You can see it sparking back there. So what you would do is you'd go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame, and you depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. You start sparking with the other hand until you see the pilot light down here light. Once it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple, and then you'll go to temperature. When you shut it off, the pilot light goes out too, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Alrighty. And always travel with this closed. Okay, what else do we have here? Your keys are hanging here on your faucet. Your thermostat is very simple. You just hit the mode button to light it up, and you keep poking it till you go through all the options. Oh, I just turned the fan on and get off here. There's off. So the fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates air. Next would be cool, which is full air conditioning, of course. And then you have different degrees of air conditioning. Always, if they give you an option for fan speed, always choose auto. That's the best way to go. And then you hit it again and it will go to furnace and it'll light your furnace. And then I hit it another time and it'll turn everything off, okay? Thermostat. Now, the refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator, so it runs on 12 volts. And it's got a regular compressor like you have at home, but it's a 12 volt refrigerator. Okay? Now you can drop the poles off of this table and set the tabletop down onto these cleats here. There's little magnets there too to hold it in place. And turn this into a bed if you need to. Okay. Let me look around here for 1 second. See, I didn't forget anything. Okay. The master bedroom, you can pick up the end of the bed and there's storage underneath, of course. You've got TV hook up there. You can put a bracket there also that swings out so you can see it from while you're laying in bed if you want, if you put a TV there. Your emergency window, you have got one in the back also. It just goes like this, in case you don't know. You push it all the way through. It will go all the way through. And then you grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit in an emergency. Like I said, there's one on the very back window also. So, okay, that's the emergency window. Okay, so, I think I've got everything. Let me look around a bit here. Make sure. There's one thing. Oh, here it is right here. This is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it's not, get it serviced. If it goes off, excuse me, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas. So take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the appliances off, shut the gas off at the front and figure out what's going on, alright? Now if it beeps very slowly, the same tone, but very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So it's a low battery alarm too. I'll put it through the test so you can hear it. LP gas is good, carbon monoxide coming up. And then low battery alert. And then back to green. Like I said, if it's not green, get it serviced. That's important. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof. That should be done as a part of your regular maintenance. Odds are you won't have to do anything to it for a long, long time, but just to cover your investment and be safe, you want to inspect it to make sure. Right now this trailer is winterized, so the water's been purged from the system, is replaced with antifreeze. Your water heater is bypassed in the back. There are bypass valves on the back. And it's empty, so you're all set for the cold weather still, even though it's starting to warm up. When you winterize it, make sure you put water in the water heater tank before you turn it on. That's important, okay? Thank you.